six-figure earner inside our community. And ask her. She never thought she would ever be a six-figure earner. That's the power if you're coachable and consistent. So Christina, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Great. Love the color on you.
Thanks. It's my favorite. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, you're probably going to relate to my story a little bit. I'm nobody special, perfect, or fancy. I have literally been a stay-at-home mom for the last 15 and a half years to 3 boys. And that came with a lot of sacrifices. My husband, he worked himself to the bone. He worked nights, he worked weekends, and if we needed more money, he just kept working harder. And I was really, really tired of feeling crummy about myself because I couldn't help him pay the bills. I was the stay-at-home mom that always had a side hustle in my back pocket. I taught myself how to bake cookies. I had my own little baking business for 13 years. I would literally work 14-hour days to make an extra $30 or $40 to help my husband feed our family because of the cost of supplies on that side hustle. And I thought that was my only option. A little over a year ago was my massive turning point when I found this program. I thought I got to do something different. My husband started working more weekends. Saturdays were taken up. We still didn't have enough money, still paycheck to paycheck broke, in the red almost every single Monday. Credit card debt for the last 19 years together. Like, it was just constant struggle. I always said that we were like borderline house poor. We had enough to juggle the bills like a circus, but we didn't have enough to do anything with our kids. Never take vacations. If something broke down, we would have to call family to borrow money or a paycheck loan, or just constant debt, constant, payment plans, all of those things. So the struggle was real. I thought, well, now that my kids are in school, I need to go get a job because I thought that was my only option. I haven't had a job in about 15, 16 years. So who's going to want to hire me and pay my worth? Or I actually went to nursing school before I got pregnant with my first son, and I spent 30 grand on a nursing degree, and then I quit to be a stay-at-home mom. So I thought, well, I could pick that up again. By the grace of God, I was scrolling on Facebook, and this random lady popped up on my feed. I, God honest, have no idea how she even became my friend on Facebook at all. She was talking about making milk money. She was milking her cows and homeschooling her kids, and $900 was hitting her bank. And I'm like, that's insane. That sounds way too good to be true, but I was intrigued. So I got the information. I sat in her emails for a little bit because that was my biggest regret about this whole thing, is sitting in her emails for 3 weeks because I was nervous. I didn't understand what this was. I had never heard of a digital product, none of that stuff at all. And then she sent me a webinar just like this. And I didn't even know what a webinar was. Like, I am clueless to the digital space, completely clueless. She sent me a webinar. I listened to it. I heard a man named Daryl Hannah speak on that webinar. And something about his conviction and the way that he said what he said, it spoke to my heart. And I'm like, I got to do this. I really need to try, because what's the alternative? I mean, we're in debt. Like, what else am I going to do here? I went to my husband, I told him about it, and he said, Christina, that doesn't seem real. That sounds a little scammy, maybe a little pyramid scheme. And he just had so many limiting beliefs. But I, in my heart, felt like maybe, just maybe, I don't know. I heard Daryl say, if you are coachable, if you're consistent, there's literally no way you can't see some success. I had never done anything on the online space. I didn't even know how to post on TikTok. I knew nothing, but I believed him. I just had a fire in my heart to change my family's life. I jumped in on a payment plan because I couldn't afford to do this. We had no credit card. We had one credit card that had $400 left on it. I put it on a payment plan coming out of that credit card, and I wanted the Legacy Builder program, the top program at the time. I knew it was going to bounce.
That's the 900. You can get that right now on a payment plan.
I needed a change.
Legacy Builder's the 900.
Jumped in, followed your Launch to Profit.
1400 is the Spanish. You don't need to have that.
Paid that off, and in a couple
That's
days
the
later,
latest thing.
Sale, and when I got in here, I saw the mass amounts of success.
900 is the top seller.
Like, that's crazy. If I could just make $1,000 a month, that would help my husband stop working Saturdays. I was naive to what I had my hands on. And I mean, then I started, it just exploded, and I didn't even try. I followed your steps. I followed the 90-day run. It gave me confidence in myself. It just peeled back insecure layers. I wanted to start this faceless because I didn't want people to see me. And that was my goal. Jumped in. I saw what I had my hands on. Like, everybody needs to see this. So I shared it, and now I never in my wildest dreams ever thought that I would make 6 figures from doing this, like, at all. Not even the slightest, like, inkling in my brain. It's just last night, I've actually, since you shared my shower money, my shower $1,400 day, I've actually made $3,600 in the last day and a half. Yesterday at the ballpark, this hit me so hard because I thought I needed a job. My kids right now, it is 6 days a week of baseball, 6 hours a day of baseball at the ball field. We live at the baseball pretty much. And I had a $900 customer hit my phone while I was watching my son play baseball last night. And that's not the first time that's happened. It happens on the regular, which is crazy. And I'm not bragging, because this is literally the opportunity you have right here when you set this system up. But I'm sitting there, and my phone made me $900. I'm so proud to share with my husband and my kids. They get so excited too. They're so proud of it. And then I hear this man sitting in front of us, and he says, somebody asked where his wife was. And he said, well, somebody called out of work, so she had to do a double. And she had, like, gives me goosebumps, because she is, it hurts my heart that people don't realize that your phone can literally make you more than a full-time income at a job. Like, that woman had to work 14, 16 hour a shift and miss her son playing baseball. And that just killed me. So this isn't even just about the money either. The confidence you gain in yourself, your worth, you're surrounded by all these people that want to see you succeed. It is like such a positive environment instead of a negative work environment where everybody's stressed, overwhelmed. I mean, that used to be me. I always say I was a stressed the hell out stay-at-home mom that was tired of feeling crappy. I wanted to spoil my husband. I hated being upset when my husband would spend $20 on a t-shirt, because I knew that I paid a bill and it was going to go into negative. I didn't like feeling like that. I needed to change something. I couldn't afford to do it. I found a way to do it. And if you need a change, nothing is going to change if you don't do something different. You really have to think about, if you're sitting here contemplating this, what if it does work? Because that's the only belief that I jumped into. I listened to Daryl, and I'm so thankful for him showing up and saying those words. That's the only thing I remember about that webinar, is those couple sentences. And it changed my entire life, like, to the core. I get to be home, I get to be present, and I still get to make more than a full-time income. My husband worked all week, and literally one of my sales covers what he makes all week. So I'm telling you, nothing will change if nothing changes. I spent 30 grand on a nursing degree. I never made a dime as a nurse. I invested in this class one time on a payment plan, and I've made over 6 figures from my phone as a stay-at-home mom working a couple hours a day. Like, where else can you make $1,400 in the shower? Not working. And keep 100% profit. And then you have a multi-millionaire telling you exactly what to do every single day to grow your business. I'm so blessed. Thank you, Michelle.